At 8 o'clock, we had Eastern Michigan, who went 5-7 last year, traveling to Texas State, who went 8-5. Texas State favored by 13.5 points on ESPN+. Cole Snyder went 240-402, threw for 2,684 yards, 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Delbert Mims III had 184 carries for 805 yards and 9 touchdowns for the Eagles. And Terry Lockett Jr. had 46 catches for 660 yards and 5 touchdowns. Jordan McLeod for the Bobcats went 273-390, threw for 5,227 yards, 30 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Ishmael Mahdi had 183 carries for 991 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. And Jaden Williams had 57 catches for 807 yards and 7 touchdowns. Eastern Michigan is 1-0 against Texas State all time. They played in 2021, and Eastern Michigan kicked their ass. They won 59-21, but that was at Eastern Michigan. This is a whole different ball field at Texas State. The only player that I listed that returns, by the way, is Lockett Jr. for Eastern Michigan, their leading receiver. And this is a really interesting game because I will repeat what I just said in my last video, but Boise State lost to USF on Thursday night, which means this whole thing is wide open for the group of 6 play. And I'll repeat what I said earlier. I don't think there's a team that can come out of the Mountain West now that Boise State lost, right? I don't think there is a team, realistically speaking, that can come out of the American unscathed. It's just too deep of a conference. Someone's going to get got eventually. There's 4 to 5 great teams. USF plays an insane out-of-conference, and the other 4 are going to also have to beat like a Power 4 opponent. And so if we're talking about it in that regard, I mean, like, it's still possible. I think if every group of 5 team is going to be looking at it, and it's like if you can get your win over your Power 4 opponent, you have the inside track, right? Texas State's a really interesting team to me because, again, they play in the Sun Belt. This was a team that a lot of people hyped up as a possible college football playoff team last year. Like, this was the dark horse, right? And they played Arizona State so tight, and they ended up just losing, and that took all the momentum out of their season, which, heart-wrenchingly, if they, in hindsight, that was a great Arizona State team that they played really tight. They really, if they had just locked in, they could have absolutely still put themselves in that college football playoff picture, but they didn't. They didn't play nearly well enough to put themselves in that picture. And so Texas State didn't end up doing it. But the field is wide open this year now that Boise State lost. Again, I think it's really down to 3 conferences. Although my playoff pick is still Navy because I think other teams will mess up. But Texas State, it's really between 3 conferences. Realistically speaking, I think Navy is my pick, but I think Navy will eventually get got. They play 3 or 4 teams really tough in a row. So if Texas State can be undefeated, if they can play the Sun Belt really well, which again, the Sun Belt isn't wide open this year. There still should be some really solid teams. James Madison should be an extremely solid team this year. UL Lafayette's going to be scary. Arkansas State's going to be scary. But if you think about it from that perspective, if you're Texas State, it's kind of open though. Now, again, you have to replace Jordan McLeod, but that's so many of the Sun Belt this year have to figure out a way to replace their quarterback. McLeod was a big piece of that offense last year. Again, he threw for 5,000 plus yards. That is insane in a college football season. That is almost double what the Eastern Michigan guy did in Cole Snyder. Eastern Michigan is a solid team. Again, if you're at Eastern Michigan, suddenly that Boise State loss is making you feel mighty fine, right? Again, you're going to probably have to beat a Big Ten team. But a MAC team normally finds a way to do that every year. So it's going to be really interesting to look at this year. I think Texas State is the better team. I think this is a Bobcats team that, yeah, they're going to have to find a way to get their footing. But I think Eastern Michigan's a great way to start that. This isn't a great Eagles squad. And I like the Bobcats to win and cover and keep their name in the college football playoff picture.